Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to today's webinar. I'm going to start off by giving you some house rules. First of all, you will all remain muted during this webinar. And if you have any questions, please let us know in the chat. My colleague Anna is there and will answer any of your questions during the webinar. We estimate the webinar to be around 30 minutes today, and could be a bit shorter even. And lastly, if you stay until the end, we will have something special for you there. So first of all, who am I? Who is talking? My name is Johan Hammer. I'm the co-founder and CIO of Instaroom. And what is Instaroom? Instaroom is a company that helps hotels to create new direct revenue opportunities and improved online customer experience with the help of simple, smart tools. The topic of today's webinar will be how to maximize direct bookings through messaging. First of all, I would like to begin with a short quote. Take a couple of seconds to read it. This is something we at Instaroom live for. Do the basic, simple things right, and it will create an abundance of revenue opportunities. Don't make it more complicated than it is. And even if it's complicated, then try to find the basic parts and make sure they work properly. The rest will follow. Okay, so where should we begin? Our main ambition with today's webinar is to give you all something to take with you, something that create a spark of action. Even if it's just one piece of nugget, but if it's the right one, it will create fantastic momentum and opportunities for you moving forward. So let's begin with some cool facts about direct bookings and messaging. So here are some interesting trends when it comes to direct bookings and website traffic. We know that in the research phase, when a customer wants to book a hotel, 94% of them switch between devices. And it's likely that they first will visit your website from a smartphone. Another interesting fact is that this is actually from Google, and they observed that 52% of travelers will visit the hotel website after seeing your property on an OTA. The average hotel has about 2% conversion. And from all the bookings and all the customers coming to your website, we know that about 20% of those have a more complicated booking. What do we mean by complicated booking? Well, it could be anything from a family looking to book connecting rooms. Maybe they want a silent floor or something extra in their room. It could be a group booking, a conference, long stay. There are many different kinds of complicated bookings. And the typical booking engine nowadays still has difficulties handling these kind of requests. And those stands for about 20%. Here are some interesting facts about messaging. 1.3 million active users on WhatsApp. And that's an increase of about 300 million in under 2 years. The same trend is for Facebook Messenger. They grew from 1 billion users in 2016 to 1.2 billion in 2017. Snapchat also had a fantastic growth from they increased with 44 million in less than a year. So as you can see, the trend is clear. People like messaging a lot. In fact, 88% of the millennial generation prefers messaging before any other forms of communication. And millennials, as you probably know, are people born after 1981. And that generation will will account for more than 50% of the travelers in year 2025. So this is important. All right. So how can we connect the dots here? How do we actually use these insights to get more direct revenue opportunities? How can we take the traffic that we have and convert better instead of spending even more money on driving more website traffic? Well, first of all, we want to grab the people while they're actually visiting our website. And as I mentioned before, we know that 52% of travelers actually visit the hotel website after seeing the property on an OTA. And it might sound a bit contradictory, but smart hotels actually uses OTAs to drive more direct traffic. So what can you do once you have them on your website? Well, here are some smart tricks, what you can actually do to convert them into a booking. First of all, reward direct bookers. Adding incentives like free upgrade, free breakfast, or special packages available only on your hotel website will entice the customer to book directly. Another thing could be opaque rates, something that says click here to get an additional 5% discount. And you could do this programmatically and only target the people who actually came from an OTA, for example, if that's what you want to do. So if you know that they came from booking.com, you can incentivize them to book directly by offering something special. The next one is personalization. For example, recognition. So if I've been to your website before and I made a reservation, remembering that I was there, recognizing me when I come back. Hi, Johan, welcome back. Do you want to make a new reservation? And also language, by greeting the guests in their own language. If I'm German, I would think it was nice to get a German greeting when I arrived to your website. And third one, omnichannel. And by omnichannel, I refer to being available in all channels and look good in all channels. Because when planning on booking a trip, 95% of tourists switch between devices. So it's very important that we look good everywhere and that your website is mobile friendly. So first of all, cross-device optimization. If I visit your hotel from a mobile phone the first time, maybe I come back through iPad or computer next time, and then it also needs to look good. Know what they're looking for, having the insights in knowing what kind of information are they seeking when they visit your website, and displaying that information for them, so you can avoid having the same phone calls and the same emails over and over again with the same questions. So provide the information that people actually are looking for and remove the hassle of actually picking up the phone or sending an email to the hotel. Messaging is one way to make that more easy for the traveler, to have them to be able to message your hotel directly from the website. And I added this one as well to this slide because I think it's interesting. As I mentioned before, only 2%, that's the average conversion of a hotel website. So we have a lot of people visiting the website, but let's say there are 100 people visiting your hotel website, but only 2 of them book. That's kind of insane when you think about it. Imagine if that was the same scenario in your front desk at the hotel. So you had 100 people walking in, but only 2 of them stayed. And the website is actually your most visited department. And currently it's unstaffed. So most people will leave without getting the information that they're looking for. So what can your hotel do to level up, to be able to offer this enhanced customer experience and create more revenue opportunities? Well, first of all, let's do another quote. I like quotes, so let's put another one in here. And this is from a famous man that you probably heard of, Albert Einstein. And he said that you can't solve a problem on the same level as it was created. You have to rise above it to the next level. And in this case, we've referred to the OTAs as being the problem by having a dominant position in the market for transient travelers. At Instaroom, we realized that most hotels already have these insights, but they often try to imitate the OTAs instead of doing something different. So the answer to this question is to offer something that the OTAs can't. And what can that be? Well, as mentioned before, 20% of travelers are looking to book a more complex booking. And how do you reach these travelers today? How can a big family book 2 connecting rooms, or a big group of 60 rooms? Or how can a big group that wants 60 rooms make that reservation today? At Instaroom, we actually built a tool that can empower hotels to do just that. So here's an example of a widget that we created. It's in the bottom of the screen here. So it's a widget that asks the website visitor if they need help to make, in this case, if they have a booking or other requests. This text could be changed to anything. So if they're visiting the conference website on your hotel, it could be, do you have a special conference booking, or do you need to get in contact with us? So this is a way to interact with the visitors that came to your website and is looking for information. So the widget can be used to catch leads and convert more bookings. And the cool thing about it is that it doesn't require any efforts from the hotel. It will collect all the information that you need when it comes to the complicated booking. We have a welcome bot that will engage the customer and make sure you get all the necessary information. And as mentioned before, it's important to be responsive and adapt to the different screens that the traveler is using. So we have created it to be super responsive. And when it comes to recognition, to remembering the guests, we also designed it to be just that by having something that we call persistent cookies. And that means that we will remember if the guest ever visited your website, they will have a warm welcome back when they come back to your website. So this is an example right now on the screen of what it will look like on a desktop. And again, the messages here can be changed to anything. So this is just an example. If you would like to target these more complicated bookings, you can have a text saying, do you have a special booking request? Also to avoid having someone that doesn't qualify as a special booking to contact you this way. Here's another example of the recognition part, where we remember that I was at your website before. Hi, Johan, welcome back. Just let us know if you need any help. This is the hotel admin, where the hotel can manage the different conversations. But again, we are all of us working at the Instaroom. We know we come from hotel backgrounds, and we know that having another system in a hotel, it's not always something that you want. So we designed it to only be mandatory. You don't even need to use this system. We plug it in directly to the mailbox of the hotels. So anytime you receive a request for a complicated booking, it will come as a regular email, and you would respond as you do to a regular email directly from your mailbox. So you can still use the system, but it's not mandatory. So what else can it do? Well, here are some other popular features that our current customers really love. And it's the translation part, where you can greet your customer in their local language. So if I'm a German, I can get a greeting in German. If I'm a Russian, I can get a greeting in Russian. Daily summaries of all unanswered messages. This is a really popular feature to make sure you don't lose any great revenue opportunities. Customize promo messages to really be able to attract what kind of conversations you would like to have, and also kind of connect it with your overall brand and strategy. Chain functionality. If you have more than one hotel on your website, you're able to see what URL the customer was visiting at the time when they sent you the message. Smart mail is the feature I already mentioned, where we connect the widget directly with your email box, so you don't need to use a new system, which essentially means that it requires zero training for your staff. Some other cool features that are coming soon is something that we call a booking bot. And this is the functionality where guests are automatically guided to provide basic booking information, making it seem that you're actually available on the website all the time. Referral tracking, you can see where your guest came from, if it was from Google, Trivago, Booking.com, or wherever. Smart Pay, you will be able to process credit card payments securely, commission-free, directly through the widget. And API connections are coming up early next years with popular PMS systems. So what difference could this actually make for your hotel? Well, we made some case studies from our existing customers, the hotels that are already using this, and we can see that 40% in average of all messages coming through are related to a new booking request. And the majority of these booking requests are for the more complicated kind: families, groups, conferences, long stays, someone who's bringing a pet even. So there are a lot of different complicated bookings. So we know that 40% of those are booking requests. So we can, in a small hotel that has 60 conversations in a month through the widget, and we know that 24 of these are high ADR booking requests, we can calculate that that's an average of 10,800 euros in revenue opportunities each month, and on an annual basis around 130,000 euro. And by small hotel, we don't necessarily mean that it has few rooms. It could also be that the traffic is a bit lower to the website. So it's either amount of rooms or website traffic. So if you know you have a little bit more than the average, then you would consider yourself maybe as a medium hotel. So in this case, 110 conversations per month, 44 of those high ADR booking requests. You see the amounts down there: monthly 19,800 euros revenue opportunities, and on an annual basis 237,000 euros in revenue opportunities. Large hotel, 225 conversations, 90 of those high ADR booking requests. Yeah. So for a large hotel, it can be up to 500,000 euros in new direct revenue opportunities per year. Here are some frequently asked questions, which maybe I did not cover already. So one typical question is, what kind of messages would we get? I already mentioned that 40% is booking requests, new booking requests. Another 20% is questions regarding existing bookings. So it's someone who already made a reservation at your hotel and they have a question about their booking. Maybe they want to change the date, or they want to see if you have any upgrades available. So this is a great upsell opportunity for your hotel. And the remaining part are the more general questions like, when can we check in? When is breakfast? How do we get to your hotel? And so on. Another typical question we get is, who owns the data? And this is something, a really hot topic currently, because you all already know that, for example, from Booking and Expedia, you don't get the real email address from your customer. And in our case, you are the owner of the data. It's your data, it's your customer. We're simply the provider of the technology. So email addresses, names, everything that belongs to you. When do we receive the most of the messages? Well, we know that 80% of all the messages coming through are during weekdays, and another 80% of those are during working hours. So most of the messages are coming during the weekdays, when you probably have the most staff at the hotel also. Is it difficult to install the widget? No, it's not difficult at all. It takes less than 5 minutes. It's a simple copy paste into your existing website code, and you can be up and running within 5 minutes. Another question we usually get is the widget available 24/7? Yes, it is. But as we mentioned before, the welcome bot will engage the customer and make sure they feel welcome and that there is the interaction needed to do the parts of the conversation. And as I promised all of you when you came here, is that we have a special offer for all participants in this webinar. We offer a 45 days free trial for the widget, including all the premium features, such as connecting it with your mailbox directly and the booking bot that will collect all the information directly in the widget. And after these 45 days, you get the widget for as little as 99 euros per month. The typical retail rate for the widget is 149 euros. So it's a discount of about 50 euros per month. Let us know if you would like to try this. We are available either here in the chat now after the webinar, or you can send us an email. You have our email and our contact details, and we will also give you a recording of this webinar within a couple of days if you would like to forward it to anyone else at your hotel, or if you would like to see some parts of it again. Thank you so much, and we will remain here for 5 to 10 minutes. If you have any questions, just let us know in the chat. Thank you.